everyone. Thank you all so much for taking time off your busy schedules to be part of this program. We are so grateful to have you. I think we'll have to start now. Doris Hagan, our moderator, kindly, please, I think we will have to start the schedule now. So we will start just as it is in our books. This evening, the AFREhealth Ghana community, that's Ghana individual membership, institutional membership, then also Ghana students membership, likewise. We are convened this for our monthly meeting, just as stated within our schedules. We would like to look at some work, parenting, and family life, how the journeys have been for some professionals. Why did I choose the health profession as a job? Or why have I found myself in the health professions community, whether as a full healthcare professional, or whether as a support staff, or relatively, or why do I even have the interest if I would like now, because of the type of jobs that I'm currently doing, be part of such a community? What's making me love my job? What have been some of the successes? Some have choked, and all of them. So, Auntie Doris, if you are ready, can we start our schedule? Um, Doris again.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, Doris, we can hear you. We can hear
Yes,
you, so please let's go.
Yes, good evening once again to all of us. And I want to use this opportunity to welcome you all once again to the session. As you can see on the slide, our facilitators, speaker, and then fourth.
Doris, please, your line is breaking. It's hard for, I don't know whether it's from my end only, but it's becoming hard to hear from you.
Adna, please let me
It's a
reposition
challenge for
myself.
everybody.
Okay.
Let me reposition myself, please.
Noted. Noted. Thank you. Yes, whilst we wait for Doris to rejoin, please, all members here, let's take it upon ourselves to send a message across to our various platforms. The Ghana chapter, that's the Ghana chapter, then the students chapter platform that the session has started. Members here who are from both platforms, let's send an alert to our members to join so that we can have our numbers. In building a family and building a relationship, some of these tiny little contributions would help. So please let's help in that way, right? Whilst we wait for our moderator to rejoin. Okay.
Yeah, hello once again. Sorry for the hitches in the network. I hope I can be heard now. Hello. Internet.
Yes, you can be heard. Uh, you can be heard. Please,
Okay.
each of us, if you
Yeah.
can hear, you can likewise use the reaction button so that we can know that we are all together in this.
All right. Okay. So thank you very much. So we begin our meeting today, our discussion today with an opening prayer. And we would want a focal person to give us a 1 minute opening prayer.
Okay, thank
Then
you.
we start our discussion.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, please let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this meeting. We thank you for bringing us together as a family. If we're thanking you, then we are thanking you in the name of the African Forum for Research and Education in Health, Ghana community, and the global community at large. We thank you for the purpose of and the mission of work. We thank you for the diverse contribution and what they are intent turning us into. We also thank you for knowledge sharing and relationship being built. We likewise thank you for a journey well started, and we hope, still hoping for the best. Grant us strength. When we ask, let us be heard. When we seek, let us find. When we ask for protection, let us be protected. See us through them all, from now and forevermore. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Auntie Abena. So we will still need Auntie Abena to do introduction of AFREhealth and subgroup Ghana chapter, West Africa chapter, how a person can be a member, our partnerships, and so forth. So I invite Auntie Abena to give us information on that.
Wow, that's fast. That's fast. Okay. Uh, Dr. Priska, I think the once Ghana is under the West African chapter. The West African chapter lead would have been the best to, and did actually promise to be part of this session. But if we have, I would like to first acknowledge members present from the Secretariat, the Executive Director I can see here online. I can see some governing council members also online. Please, you are all welcome. I can see our speakers also online and others that I can't, in our respect, I don't know how to put them all, but they have respected us to be part of this session. That means we are good to go. So we should keep on passing the ball. We actually pass, but in an evaluation, they are actually going to help us know what we are doing right, the things that we can be doing together to grow and learn more, and also to be well groomed. in terms of work. So we are seeing ourselves, the AFREmed Ghana chapter was birthed from the West African sub-regional chapter based on an information just as passed. The chapter, the AFREhealth as an organization have, in terms of work, covers the whole of Africa. Then, so if we talk of Africa, then the various regions, that's Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, West Africa, where Ghana is found. In West Africa, we have the Anglophones, and we have also Francophone. So for communication, information dissemination and communication, the Ghana chapter was birthed. So far, we have, according to members, offers will confirm because we are more. Those on the platform, based on information as served from the office, we are more than the number as at current on our platform. On our platform, we are about 197 for as Ghana member, as Ghana chapter members, and we have 155 members on the Ghana students chapter, that is healthcare professionals chapter, those currently in healthcare professions, education institutions at this point. So in terms of references and accountabilities and what has been appointed to us in our lifespan at this point in time, these are the numbers that we have. So just as I said, AFREhealth, this is the Ghana chapter, is a subgroup of the West African chapter for easy communication and dissemination of information to members. AFREhealth is an interdisciplinary professional grouping that seeks to work with ministries of health, training institutions, and other stakeholders to improve the quality of healthcare in Africa through research, education, and capacity building. So that means we have membership or within the local community of professionals, the gathering of individuals. Then we have institutions, we have associations, then the networks from the geographic or the the various linguistic regions that I have already shared. Membership is open to everybody. It's open to African and external stakeholders committed to Africa's strong and self-sustaining, robust health systems. Then the land, as it is based on a joint leadership of the MEPI, that's the Medical Education Partnership Initiative, and the NEPI, that's the Nursing Education Initiative. Okay. So we have a vision to responsive and leading of the various pursuits, those in various pursuits in health research, education, and service provision. With our mission to improve African leadership for responsive health profession education, training, research, and service delivery through partnership and collaborations, networking, advocacy, resource mobilization, strategic communication, then sharing best practices, capacity building, and transformation of responsive healthcare education. So at the end of the day, let's then ask ourselves where all these subject matter experts have now converged. Okay. So if we talk of membership, if we talk of individual membership, you pay 25 USD as dues. Then institutional membership, you pay 500 USD as dues, whichever part of Africa that you are. Then, if we talk in terms of students membership is free. Student membership is virtually free. So we should do ourselves well to engage most of our students in particular, and those who are doing them are currently in professional training, to be part of the various uh, working group chapters that we have with regard to interest. So that is all that I can say for if I'm to determine the interest and capacity of determination of whether a potential champion that has interest in partnering with or being part of the African Forum for Research in Health, or to be an advocate for the African Forum for Research in Health in a role to benefit, to be a potential benefit in an assessment. I think we have others from the Secretariat. If there's anything that should have been added that I didn't, I would like to be helped. Okay. Um, Mrs. Yabua, please can I be helped? Is there anything that wasn't added that should have been added? If I should talk about AFREhealth.
I think, Abna, you've very well. So that is the information that members needed to know.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. Okay, so Doris, I think we should continue. I think I'm the same person. So without wasting much time, we will continue with our schedule. We invited some very good people to speak with us on this particular engagement. I'm glad to have crossed paths with some of them along the way. We have 3 speakers for this session. We have 3 speakers from this for this session. The very first person is Irabna Kwibadazi. Ms. Irabna Kwibadazi is the public relations officer. That wasn't part of, but today I will tell her where I know her from. She's the public relations officer for the Ghana Association. Okay, that's one of the committees of practice where he actually has some of our scientific sessions. Okay, and at time in delegating also does delegates at times. Okay, where we are all learning to grow. She is the she is currently the health and nutrition technical manager of World Vision Ghana and a public health specialist with more than 14 years experience in community-based health interventions, social behavioral change communication, public health, research interventions to inform public policy, public health strategies, advocacy, and intervention in communicable and non-communicable diseases. She is also the CEO of Irabna Health Consult International. That's a health system management and capacity building management for health workers, public health research data collection and analysis, and public health proposal development and intervention, development of strategic plans and organizational policies and framework. Madam, thank you so much for coming. Can we hear from you, Madam?
Yes, my namesake Apna. Good evening to everyone, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I'm really humbled by all the things that you shared about me, and I'm very grateful to you all for giving me the opportunity and time to share with you. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam. The next person I would invite is Joseph Nyanga. Joseph is the Principal Technical Officer, Health Informations for Nkranza North District Health Directorate, Bunu East Region. Joseph is one of the members of another community of practice. That's the climate MRV. Yes. And he also the executive director. That is in climate MRV. We talk of climate and health, climate and everything. Yes. He's part of, or the executive director of Action Youth for Development Ghana. So Sir Joseph Nyanga Nindan, if your name wasn't well mentioned, please pardon me and re-mention it well for us. Joseph, if you are online, let us hear, let us know what we've been expecting. So.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, we can hear you. We can hear
good
you.
evening, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can all hear you.
Maybe.
Yes, you are being heard. Please kindly, you can talk. Okay. Okay, I think the line is still the line is still not clear. Let's continue with the introduction. Let's.
Hello, Dr. Chidako. It looks like we can't hear you.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Please, can you hear me now?
We can. Yes, we can now.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for drawing my attention to that. Joseph, can we hear? Okay, okay. So let's move on. Okay, so we also have the last person with details. We have Dr. Abigail Kusiamponsa. Abigail is a senior lecturer at the School of Nursing and Midwifery at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana, and serves as the KNUST representative for um, AFREhealth in Ghana. Brings unique insights to our panel discussions on work, parenting, and family life. Abigail holds a PhD in nursing from the University of Turku, Finland, where her academic and research contributions were recognized with the awardee of the WHO Year of Nurse and Midwife in 2020. She obtained a master's in advanced nursing from the University of Nottingham, United Kingdom, and her bachelor's in nursing in KNUST, Ghana. Her postgraduate diploma education from the University of Education, Winneba, Ghana. She is the 2021 Fellow of the Foundation of Advancements of International Medical Education and Research, FEMA, and Foundation Fellow of the Ghana College of Nurses and Midwives. Abigail has won several grants from her research activities with 40 peer-reviewed journal publications and over 50 conference presentations. She has successfully balanced a distinguished academic career whilst raising her children, Inshra, Ayeyi, and Asida, 2 boys and a girl, with a husband, and in her personal journey that embodies challenges, rewards of navigating professional academic collaborations, editorial representations for many journals, and active membership in many professional organizations, including AFREhealth, alongside her family responsibilities. Provides valuable perspective on our discussion this evening on work integration for health professionals. So thank you so much, Auntie Abigail. If you are online, please can we hear from you?
Yes, thank you very much for the rather lengthy introduction of me. I'm very happy to be part of today's session, and I look forward to an exciting time. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think the discussion will start now. The discussion will start now. Who starts first? Ladies first or men first?
Okay, so let me start. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Yes, or men first.
No. Please, you start. You win.
Okay, thank you. So good evening to us all once again. And I believe my screen can be seen.
Yes, now it can. Please, let's make the session lively. You can use the reaction button to just to signal that we are together, basically. So please, let's continue.
Yes, so thank you so much once again for giving me the opportunity to share. And thank you, Madam Apna, for giving me this time to share. So my name is Erabna Kwibadazi. I work as a public health specialist, and I also work for World Vision Ghana as the Health and Nutrition Technical Program Manager. So when I saw the topic, work, parenting, family life, and also the journey of a health professional, I was just thinking in my mind, so myself as a mother, as a parent, and my work, am I doing well? Or do I still have so many things to do? I started assessing myself. And I must say that it's a challenging moment, especially in your profession when you want to also go further in your career and you have to go to school alongside with your work, alongside with your parents, alongside with your family life, then it becomes double because then you are a student also in addition. So work, parenting, family life, then you add student to it to make it, and it's very, very challenging. So I'll start by taking us through a simple exercise. I want all of us to take a piece of paper and I want us to rate ourselves and to rate our work-life balance, our well-being as health professionals. And this scale is not a clinical diagnostic instrument, but it's always used to provide for educational purposes. And it also merely examines some of the more effective physical, psychological, and spiritual methods of staying balanced and preventing burnout. Also, it's looking at in the last month, how often has some of these following statements been true for you? So for each of the statements, you can write the number that best fits your experience on a piece of paper. And also after that, we'll sum up and then you see the scale and where you are for yourself. And also we also learn a little bit on how we can adjust. Also, there are some publications that I pick, scientific publications that talk about this, and it will also be a nice moment for you to look and also maybe read further. So I want this to be very interactive as possible. And if you even write your score on the paper, you can also write it maybe in the chat box for all of us to see. That is if you want to be very, very open, but never mind if you don't want to be open about it. So the first question is, I have at least one full day of work each week. I have at least one full day. I have at least one full day of each week. So if it's never, you select 0. If it's seldom, you select 1. If it's sometimes, you select 2. If it's often, you select 3. If it's always, you select 4. So I believe that most of us have selected. So move to the next one. The next one talks about, I take some time for myself to be quiet, think, meditate, write, or pray. So we can also write it down, never, seldom, sometimes, often, always. Then the next one is, I work for less than 10 hours a day. 1, never is 0. 1 is seldom, sometimes, often, always. And I do aerobic exercise, walking, running, swimming for at least 25 minutes at a time. So the rating is also there. Let's rate for ourselves. 0 is never, seldom, sometimes, often, always. Then the next one is, I do something I find fun. For example, playing a game, going for a movie, or reading for a book. 0, seldom, sometimes, often, always. Then I practice muscle relaxation, yoga, stretching, meditation, or slow breathing techniques. 0, never, 1 seldom, 2 sometimes, 3 often, 4 always. I share how I am feeling with at least one of my friend or my partner. Never, seldom, sometimes, often, always. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I sleep well and get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. So 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are almost true. I am careful about what I read and eat a balanced diet. I am careful about what I eat, and I always eat a balanced diet. I drink at least 1.5 liters of water a day. I laugh without malice or cynicism. When I leave work at the end of the day, I can disengage and leave the pressures of work behind. I listen to my body signals, recognize when I am becoming tired, run down, and vulnerable to illness. There are people who care about me that I trust, whom I can talk to if I want to. I do something I find creative or expressive, that is writing, cooking, gardening. I feel I have the training and skills I need to do my job well. I set and maintain healthy boundaries for myself by standing up for myself, saying no when I need to, and not letting others take advantage of me. At work, I take a brief break at least every 2 hours and switch tasks regularly so that I don't become so drained. I spend time with groups of people I trust, whom I feel close, who are part of the community of meaning and purpose. For example, church group, a group of volunteers, work colleagues. My ability to communicate with others, we have very poor, fair, good, excellent. I feel good about how I spend time and energy in relation with what is really important to me in life. I believe in myself and generally give myself positive message about ability to accomplish my goals, even when I encounter difficulties. I set realistic goals for myself, both short-term, long-term, and work towards them consistently. I take good vacations, at least 1 to 2 weeks vacation every year. I drink alcohol, smoke, or use other recreational drugs. So thank you all so much for taking this. We are researchers, so it's also good that I start my presentation with a research mood. So now let's all calculate and rank ourselves. Maybe we can also show by hands or show some reactions. If we think we are 76 to 100, that is a score in this range, suggests that you may have good self-care skills, lifestyle balance strategies in place. You can maybe raise up your hand or show us the reaction sign so that we can see. And also, if you are at the other side, 51 to 75, can also show us some reaction sign. I'm not seeing anyone. And this range suggests that you may have moderately good self-care skills and life balance strategies. So can we raise our hands if we are within this range, or share some facilitation or some of the reaction signs? Okay, the next is 26 to 50. A score in this range suggests that your self-care skills and life skills balance strategies may be poor to average, and that you could possibly benefit from developing a plan to improve your self-care. Then we also have the grade 0 to 25. A score in this range suggests that your self-care skills and life skills balance strategies may be poor, and that you could possibly benefit from developing a plan that would change your lifestyle and also improve your self-care. Can we get some reactions to this? And maybe I can pause here for maybe 1 or 2 colleagues to share. how you felt about the test, and do you think that you would need to have to develop a change plan to help improve your lifestyle and also improve your self-care? Hello.
Okay, it's up to the ball is in our courts. Remedy Junior, I can see I got 43 points.
Okay,
So,
wow.
yes. Remedy, so within 26 to 50 score
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
So Remedy, can you talk? If you can talk, that's going to make Remedy, can we hear from you? How and why? Remedy Junior. Okay, you continue explaining in the box. Please, anyone? Doris Hagan.
Oh, yeah, I got 65. And if I had done this a year ago, probably I would have got less than 50. 65 because I became conscious about some of these things, especially disengaging and leaving work behind when I get home. Because sometimes you have a lot of targets to meet and you are tempted to bring everything home and keep working, and the stress level was going high. And so it's a good exercise anyway. And there are a lot of things in it that I have started. It was part of my resolution this year, and I started doing. So that was what I scored higher mark. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Great. Very good. So thank you so much. And it's good to know that we are all working towards improving ourselves and our family well-being. So our brother, it says where he is noisy and he will not be able to share. So I would move on because we have limited time and continue with the presentation. So I will now start by talking about our work life and the work, parenting and family life of a health professional, whether a doctor, a nurse, a therapist, or other medical practitioner, can be incredibly rewarding, but also has a lot of challenges. So some of the challenges that we have is that there's a long and unpredictable hours of work. Sometimes the shifts can be extended. Sometimes you can be on call duties. Sometimes there are emergencies that may arise at any time and you have to leave and go and attend to it. Sometimes there is also a high level of stress and emotional demands, caring for patients, making life and death decisions about how to deal with somebody's own case, and dealing with the loss. Sometimes it can be really traumatic because some of us, even as some people are patients, we connect so much with them that when we lose them, it becomes very traumatic for us. And also it can take us through a psychological tool. Some of us can have post traumatic psychological disorders. And so this becomes a difficult situation for us. Also, continual learning. We need, in our space, things evolve. And so we need to continue learning. Medicine is evolving and public health is evolving. Research is changing. So many things are coming up. And so we need to evolve as well. So professionals must always stay current to new treatments, technology practices, and through ongoing education. So you notice that some of us, as part of the work that we do, we are already also burdened with the school and academic work that we need to do to catch up with the new times and also to know new things that are ongoing in the space. Then also there is physical fatigue. There's long hours of work. Sometimes we go to bed late, we wake up very early. There is lack of rest that can lead to burnout if we don't also manage them carefully. So our parenting life. So as health professionals also, it comes with unique dynamics. And one of them is time constraints, juggling long work hours, and with school runs and also extra curriculums, and we have to drive our children to school. We have to bring them, we have to be with them with their homework and all that. So if you look at it, it's more like a double edged sword. You are working to meet your evaluations at work, and also you are also working in the home to also meet those timelines, strict timelines that also are at home. So it's also a critical moment. They will also have the quality versus quantity. Many strive to make the most of the limited time that they have with their children, focusing on being emotionally present most of the time. And role modeling. Our children of health professionals often admire their parents. I know my children always ask me, Mommy, what work do you do? Mommy, where are you going today? Sometimes when I tell them, oh, I'm traveling outside the country, oh, wow, Mommy, can we travel with you? Or sometimes when they know that you are traveling outside Accra, they are like, oh, we want to go with you. So they already admire you as a mother. And sometimes they want to be like you. And it also gives you a strong willpower that you think that you don't have to feel because people are looking up to you. So you develop strong values like empathy, responsibility, and also hard work, and which is all part of us. Then flexibility challenges, missing milestones or important events. Sometimes I miss parent teaching meetings. Sometimes I'm not at their open days. Sometimes you are not there as a mother to be with them in the school all the time. So there's always a lot of missing milestones and important events due to the workload that we have. And also, this can lead to a lot of guilt and a lot of tension on us as health professionals. Then also our family life, balancing work and home life requires intentional effort. So we need a support system. Having a support system that is a partner or extended family or a reliable childcare, often essential, help us maintain our balance. Some of us have some support from our daddies. My father is here supporting me. Some of us have support from our extended family or other people come around us to come and support us, which is very, very important. Then we have communication. There should be open, honest discussion with partners and children about the work demands that help us manage expectations and reduce stress. So our partners sometimes don't understand our work schedules. Some of us don't see our partners for over 2 months or 3 months because of the work schedule. But we need to communicate. We need to be open. We need to let all of them understand our work schedule and also how we are able to manage, how we can take vacations, and also how we can improve our family life. Then work-life boundaries. Many health professionals struggle to switch off from work, developing routines that separate professional and personal life. For example, changing clothes, taking a walk after shift can also help. So for those of us who are maybe nurses or health facility-based or medical doctors, maybe sometimes we can also take walks after shifts. We can try to have maybe some family time after during our shift turnovers. And sometimes it's also nice for some of us, our workplaces have designed it in such a way that you can bring your family around, you can have lunch with your family in the canteen or something like that. So we can also try to do that to help improve our family life. Then also mental health, self-care is vital. The emotional strain of the job combined with parenting demands means mental health needs to be prioritized. Sometimes we get stressed. Sometimes at a little thing, you know that you end up becoming so angry because you are already stressed, and the triggers make you more angry. So that is also an area that we need to also consider and look at. And what are some of the coping strategies? Some coping strategies that we can have is scheduling family time appointments, seeking part-time or flexible roles. I think just 2 days ago, when I got so stressed, I felt like I need to get a new job. I need to get a role that is more stable, that doesn't need you to be traveling most of the time. Sometimes I feel like, no, I'm not in the right environment because I'm not getting time to concentrate on my family life the way I would have loved to or would have wished to. So these are some of the strategies that I think that we can maybe seeking a part-time or getting flexible roles. And for some of us, our institution have made it such a way that we work from home these days. So for us, every Friday, we work from home. And for other days also, they try to give you opportunities to work from home. So people are doing very, very innovative things that will make people also have the opportunity to be flexible and improve their well-being. Also staying connected through technology. Thankful to God, now we have video calls, we have messaging. So even if you're outside the home, you can have video calls with your family and your kids. And sometimes you know what is going on as well. Then practicing mindfulness and debriefing with our peers. So sometimes you meet with your peers and you talk over one or two issues, and then you notice that it's helping improve your well-being. So these are some researches that were done, and they are published documents. So this is talking about nurses exposed to work-family conflicts due to occupational conditions such as exposure to patients and work shift, and which affects the professional quality of life. So there is something that is being measured, which is called professional quality of life. So as a professional, as a work professional, there is your quality of life is also very important. So there is this measure that all of us can also look at. And the aim of the study was to determine the relationship between different levels of work-family conflict and also professional quality of life and social demographic characteristics of nurses or hospitals in these areas. And what was the result was that stable and mental emotional conditions are of great importance for nurses to provide safe and quality services to their patients. So it goes further to say that the more we are stable mentally and emotionally, it gives our patients also the opportunity to be stable. Then it means that we are able to work better than we are. Then also the results also reveal that nurses' compassion, satisfaction, and job burnout associated with different types of conflict. And also our work-family conflicts of nurses are related. So the work-family conflict nurses is related with their professional quality of life. So these are related and these are linked together. So the more you have an improved work-family conflict,
slow down.
then okay.
Mr. Elijah to mute his mic, please.
Okay, thank you. So it's related to our professional quality of life, and this affects our job satisfaction and also our band. And it also helps in reducing conflict and may improve nursing satisfaction and thus improve patient care and healthcare services that we provide. Then also, there is also one that talks about scientific curiosity and the desire to improve community health are hallmarks for us choosing the challenging career that we are in. So sometimes because we want to improve the community health, that is why we are in this kind of environment and the job that we do. So therefore, it's not surprising that sometimes we are so interested in research, and our primary motive of some people is to choose this career. And later on, although many expressed afterthoughts of full-time practice, mothers generally benefited from a greater job flexibility. So with little significant effect on the career development. So like I was saying, for some organizations now from home, which is more flexible and doesn't affect career development so much. So, and we also have another study, which objective was to identify professional factors affecting the quality of life of nurses working in their family teams. And this also went further to talk about the quality WHO quality of life assessment tool, which showed the negative impact regarding the number of jobs, the unstable jobs, the excessive workload, the job dissatisfaction, or in the nurses' quality of life domains. So there is a need to redefine the public policies that control the working conditions of these professionals. Actions that contribute towards improving nurses' quality of life are important, considering that there is a strong influence on the quality of healthcare being delivered. So as health professionals, the quality of our life really has an impact in the outcome of the work that we do. So I believe that that is a critical area that we need to look at. And I think this is a very important topic and a timely point for discussion, especially among health professionals like us. In conclusion, what I would say is that balancing work and family life as a health professional presents a unique challenges due to the demanding nature of the profession. Also, long hours, emotional stress, and unpredictable schedules can strain our personal relationships and reduce the time spent with our loved ones. However, with a strong support system, effective time management, and organizational backend, such flexible shifts and mental support can be provided. And many health professionals are able to find healthy balance and also promoting balance not only to enhance their well-being, but also improves their patient care and also their professional satisfaction. So I'd like to end here and I'll say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and for spending time, making time to listen to this presentation and discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam, for the elaborate reports that you shared. Commonly, it's been quite an insightful presentation. There will be time for inputs, for questioning, for our Q&As when they are all done. So please, let's do well by keeping our diaries or putting questions in our chat box. Thank you so much. The next person, Uncle Joseph, can we have you presenting now? This is between Joseph.
Okay. I'm also sharing my screen.
Okay.
Sorry, it's keeping late. Let me do it.
Please, you can likewise share with me. Then I'll help with your presentation. So you can start.
Okay, so let me share with Abna to share the screen.
Noted. Noted.
I mean, I'm sharing it with you to share the screen.
Right away. Okay.
Yeah, so it's shared with you now. You can share the screen so that
Okay.
I'll be from there.
Okay. Sir, are you okay? Hello, sir. Mr. Nyangba. Okay. Okay, Joseph. I can see him online, but he's not talking. Abigail, are you ready?
So are you referring to me? Elijah is here.
No. Just Elijah, I'm not referring to you. We are on our discussion. Okay, Abigail, Dr. Christian Ponsa, please you can take this opportunity whilst he comes
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. For me, I didn't really do a PowerPoint presentation because I was hoping that it would be a panel discussion, but all the same, I can go through a few things if that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so every morning I wake up to three callings. That is my faith, my family, and then my mission to educate the next generation of nurses and midwives, and of course, by extension, other people who come my way. And in saying this, what I would say is that I am daily being reminded of Philippians 4:13, which says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's to say that that's something that serves as a daily reminder so that when I'm overwhelmed with the many things, I use that as a way of trying to motivate myself to go through the day or through whatever situation that I find myself. And I must say that some days it feels very, very difficult because sometimes you are managing very tight deadlines, having to prepare for your lectures, doing other errands, house chores, managing homeworks, and sometimes managing children when they are feeling unwell and all of that. But what I can say is that through it all, I've learned that balance isn't about doing it all perfectly, but rather it's about working in God's grace, leaning on Him and also on other people, and also trusting even the very small steps as they tend to move us forward. And I would like to say that at first, when I became a lecturer, I felt like, wow, this must be very nice because I thought that, oh, as a lecturer, all you needed to do was to prepare and then stand in front of students and then teach, and then that ends the day. But to my amazement, I realized that being a lecturer was much more than that because teaching was just one aspect of what lecturers do. And that in addition to teaching, one needs to also do research and also supervise students to do their research. And there is something called publish or perish. And so it means that if you are not publishing or actually disseminating your information, it means that you stand in line to perish someday to come. And I must also say that beyond that, you also have to offer service to the community. And with this service, it means that you have to serve the university in various capacities, which usually works through sometimes working in committees or going on moderation visits or reviewing a curricula, among many other things that one has to do. And I must say that sometimes I say each of these is a full-time work. So the work itself that you are doing is like you are combining three full-time works in that. And not to talk of your duties also as a wife, as a mother, and in my case with 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. And the boys can be very, very, very troublesome and difficult to manage sometimes. In addition to this, you also have your roles to do with your extended family, in the sense that you are a daughter, you are a sister, you are a cousin, and very, very many roles that one has to do. And also not forgetting the roles that we perform also in church, in clubs, and other activities that we might find ourselves. And I must say that managing all of these sometimes feels impossible for one to go through. But one of the things that has helped me, I must say, has been the power of collaboration and also delegation. And with that, that's to say that, I mean, one person cannot do it all alone. And there's also a saying which says that if you want to go far, go with others. And so one needs to really collaborate to see how all of these many tasks can be done. And this means that you really have to manage your time and also your stresses so that you don't become overwhelmed. And some of the tools and tricks that I usually go by is what I term the 4Ds. That is, I tend to prioritize all the many tasks that I have to do and ask myself which ones need my attention immediately. And then I sometimes also ask myself which ones can be delayed, or which ones needs to be delegated or even dropped, because sometimes I realize that it's not all of the things that really needs our attention. And it got to a point I realized that I had difficulty saying no. And so it's like I was accepting everything and anything, and this really made me overwhelmed. And so now I've really learned how to say no so that I don't really become very overwhelmed. Another thing that has also helped me with my ability to set boundaries, in the sense that if it's work time, I try to focus on that. If it's family time, I also try as much as possible to focus on that so that one doesn't run into another. Of course, in reality, it may not always work well, but I'm very intentional about it to make sure that when I'm present at a particular place, I'm there, and then I can be able to give off my best. One other thing that I would also say, and it's something that I have also learned to change, is that I used to be someone who really wanted to be like, I tried to be perfect. And I realized that that act of wanting to be perfect wasn't helping, because sometimes even when I've written something, it's like I always feel like it's not ready and that I need to do so much more and that sort of thing. But over time, I've realized that that has not been very helpful. And so I want to encourage all of us who are here on the platform that if we feel overwhelmed, perhaps it's time to take some time off and really engage in sometimes some mindfulness or relaxation techniques. And this can be sometimes taking yourself to a massage, or trying to take good care of yourself, or even resting, or sometimes sleeping, because as academics, sometimes even sleeping can be a luxury because of the many deadlines. But what I've realized is that if one is so exhausted, your productivity also declines. And so it's always a good idea that when you feel tired, you take some time off to rest, recharge your batteries, and then come again. I think is the reason why, I mean, sleep was created, so that in our day, we all know we have 24 hours. And out of that, 1/3 of the time is supposed to be spent resting. And that with the 8 hours that we have, we may be engaging in work or school or whatever activities that we have. And with the remaining 8 hours, we also have it. And I always say that it's the time that you have to really make a difference in your life. And so it means that it's very important that we take time to rest. And I also want to share that I think that we should aim at progress and not really perfectionism or something of that sort, because I think it's an illusion, though it's good for us to aim that way. But I think that we should take each day at a time, one step at a time, and be present. Because if care is not taken, you may even be overwhelmed, or you may end up being sick, which would prevent you from engaging in all of the things that one has to do. And I think that if we take one step at a time, or we live each day, we will be better off. And then we should enjoy each moment, because we only have now. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And it's important that whatever we do it with all our strength and might. And so on this note, I want to end here and I also want to say that sometimes I feel that balance may not really be possible, in the sense that I don't think that we can really be aiming 50-50 on each side. But what is important is that we seek for wellness in all of these, and also know that we can't do it all, and we should be able to seek for help when it's needed. And there's no point trying to prove that you are a superhero or something of that sort. So on this note, I would end here, and I'm very happy to take any questions that may come along. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Christian Ponsa. You've spoken well. You've spoken quite well about how your journey has been, and the most interesting things that people on the platform or others still in the various parts, in the various sessions in terms of membership, also have to grow in there and to mature to love the job that they do, aside being practitioners, also being parents, as well as being part of a family, at times being mentors in their various field of work. Please, in our Q&A, Madam, your people we will attend to all the questions in other add-on and recommendations will be allowed during the session. Please, I will invite the very last presenter now to start his schedule so that we can spend about 10 minutes realized asking our questions, then sharing ideas finally before we end the session. Sir, please, are you ready? Joseph, are you online, please? Joseph, okay, he has a presentation. Okay, whilst we wait for him to rejoin, probably it can be network issues. Let's continue with our schedule. I think on the agenda, we have recommendations, inputs based on the discussion, recommendations, then other questions. So if there are any questions, please, you can kindly use the reaction button. Use the hand raise button. You'll be called to ask your question right away. Any question? There's been much said. I've shared the TOR and everything that we actually wanted to help as in terms of membership, the various individual backgrounds, our influences, our capabilities, though advancing in issues and some set issues. What our companions have been, we can say education, we can say work. If we talk of work, it can be research, it can be education, it can be what our motivations have led us into aside the field of practice. It can also be in a form of empowerment, then the use of opportunities to generate our own interest and support, being members of AFREhealth in particular, being part of the various technical group participation, the matter of our interest, and we are still looking at the underrepresented groups in the health field too. So with all these, don't we have any questions to ask or any knowledge that we can add to anything that wasn't added that should have been added? Kindly unmute yourself. Then we add our voices to um, our workshop today.
All right, Abner, I would like to just make a comment, something that Abigail said, which I think is very, very important for us today, is that work-life balance is not easy. Naturally, achieving balance can be very difficult or at times impossible, but being intentional, that is what I want to say. Being intentional is what will help you, because if you're not careful, you always have excuses why you cannot. But if you are intentional, then in some of the situations, you should be able to, if not fully balanced, get some balance in there. Because in the end, that is what will make us happy. If we allow our work to take the most and the best of us, in the end, you will lose your family. Teachers will always talk about some of the children who come to school and you could see that they don't have any parental guidance or even people caring for them as expected. And so you become too engrossed in our work, we go looking for money, and in the end, we lose what is precious to us. It's not only our children, because we also looked at family, other families and friends. You will lose them as well. It is not only when you are on pension, but even in your active life, a mishap happens to you. You need people around. So today telling myself something that in your business, make time for people. In your business, make time for people. It was something I was telling myself this afternoon, and I think that we should be intentional. And if we are intentional, we'll be able to balance and then make ourselves happy. Some time for ourselves, some time for our families, for the inner ones and then the extended ones, and for our friends as well, be able to do that. Now we have a lot of platforms for primary school, for junior secondary school, for university, and all over. And you should find yourself somewhere and then find time to be able to socialize on all these platforms so that you can keep yourself going. Thank you very much. Over.
Thank you very much, Madam, for the addition. Any other? I can see a hand raised.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Abnan and everyone. My name is Victoria. Hello, my name is Victoria Bam. I'm at KNUST, and I would want to commend our presenters for a very good job done, very practical, and the additions that have been made. If we take them, we learn from other people, and this platform is apart from, we working as health workers, it's also supposed to be an opportunity for us to learn. And so whichever side you find yourself, we realize that the first speaker, she is in an NGO, World Vision, and then the Dr. DG, is in a public or a government facility, and expectations might be different, but they've presented it in such a way that so that whichever side we belong to would be able to benefit from it. Thank you very much, presenters, and thank you, Abna, and everybody for the good job. Over, please.
Thank you so much, Madam. Thank you so much. Samuel, do you want to talk?
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening, Samuel. Please, you can talk now.
Sorry. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm also a student of KNUST, and I was trying to find out what Dr. Lizzie was talking. She was talking about balancing family and work and all that. And it came to my mind as to when something you are not expecting, the kids are in school or something, then or a holiday where you stay, you don't have anybody around to support you. You're supposed to be at work that morning. The kids are at home. How do you balance such a situation? Your superiors are like, don't bring your kids to work. They need you at work. The family is important. They are part of you. You are supposed to, you don't know where to keep them. How do you balance that if I can get some? Thank you.
Okay. It's to all of us. Yes.
Dr. Chedaku, yes, I wanted to share something on that. I can really understand where Samuel is coming from. And I think that these are real things that happen to us each day. I think what would be feasible to do is to really plan ahead so that you don't wait for that situation to happen and then you now be wondering what to do. I know there are some schools that sometimes organize some special daycares even beyond the time that the school is in session. And so maybe my advice would be that you can find out from the school if they have any such arrangement so that your kids could be taken care of and then you pay something small so that you can also engage in what you are going to do. The other alternatives would also be maybe sometimes arranging ahead of time to see either you send your children to maybe your mother or somebody who may not necessarily live close to where you are, but if they are around and then you feel that that person, you can be more secured or safe to leave your children, then that may be an option to explore. Or you can also engage some of the teachers to see if they will be willing to help you out or something. Otherwise, I can really understand that it can be very difficult, especially in workplaces whereby there are no daycare centers or places where you could leave your children and be rest assured that they will be well taken care of until you come back. So perhaps you need to explore or plan ahead to see where it may be possible or likely for that to happen. I know that there are also sometimes situations whereby you have to find out if a family member can be willing to come over to see them so that you can also go about with your other activities. So I understand that it can be difficult, but I think you need to look and see which possible ways you can use to achieve both objectives because they are equally important. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, Regina, Madam Regina, you've been with us from the beginning. Please kindly add your voice to all that has been said. Okay, Madam Regina, please, you can talk. Madam Regina, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I was actually talking, but I didn't know nobody was hearing me.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. I want to thank the presenters for the wonderful presentation so far. I have a little challenge regarding work-life balance, which I just learned that you can't have it all, or you can't have a perfect situation, which I strongly agree. But then I need an advice on an instance where you have a boss. This boss will not actually allow you any freedom from your work. Then you realize that you go to work at 7 or let's say 7:20, and you are supposed to leave work at 5 p.m. per government policy. So you adhere to that. But then there are several occasions where meetings are being organized just at the terminal stage where you are supposed to exit work. Let's say by 3 p.m., a meeting commences where you are supposed to close from work by 5. Then you end up sitting in that meeting up to, let's say, 6 p.m. or sometime up to 7 p.m. And it's not just one thing, a day or two that you say, okay, this is extraordinary kind of occurrence. But then consistently, it does happen. What do you do as a mother and a worker? Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Ochi. Can I respond to that?
Abigail, you can please.
Okay, Regina, thank you very much for your question. I can understand your situation also and the inconveniences that this may create for you. I think that the best approach would be to talk to your boss individually. If you could book an appointment and then to engage him or her about this issue and then to really plead that you'll be happy if maybe we stick to the closing time because of the inconveniences this causes to you. Because sometimes I think that if you don't let the person know about it, they may probably think it's okay with you, and also because you have not sort of complained about it. So I think that the first point of call will be to really engage him or her individually and then to let him or her know how the situation inconveniences you and your wish for the meeting to close within schedule. I think once that has been done, you can then get maybe some feedback. Maybe perhaps your boss isn't even aware that he or she is inconveniencing you. So once you engage the person, I think you get feedback to really know. And I think that in certain situations too, you may kindly excuse yourself from such engagements if you think that it's very unbearable for you. And I'm sure that your boss would be reasonable to understand the situation. So that's the little that I will want to say. Thank you.
Okay. Any addition? We
Thank
have
you
about,
very much.
yeah. Uncle Joseph. Okay, I think he's dropped. Okay, I think we are basically concluding. Any other business? Any other business? On announcements, the abstracts are still being received for the symposium in Dakar, Senegal. So please, all interested persons should forward their abstracts for the purpose, if only selected to participate. That will be good of us in our representation and in an evaluation of Ghana as reference. I think it's going to be good. The pedagogy for health professions educators, applications are still being received. Those who are already health those here who are already health educators and would like to add their curricular or syllabi language, or even if you're a practitioner and you would like also to join, you can as well tender in your application with all that is required of you for the purpose, okay, to be for selection, because they are taking taking applications all over Africa. Okay, and when we talk of Africa, we have Africans who have also migrated, who are out of the African zone. So now we are looking at the studies also globally. Okay, we are also the Strive HIV for Africa program is also on. So all those who would like to learn and be schooled in terms of HIV, HIV related. I think I've been sharing most of the documents. I've been sharing it most often, so you can visit with interest and review if there's anything particular that you would like to add to your profession or patients at at any point in time. If there have been reports and you would like to spend some time reviewing some of these issues, I think you can as well be schooled, take your quizzes, take your exams. If you pass, you become certified in that way. Our monthly meeting, our next month meeting, the next dates for our next meeting will be also communicated after. It will be communicated on our platform. Okay, I think yeah, others are dropping, others are rejoining. Okay. Please, I think that the next on our agenda, that will be on any other business. Please, if there's any other thing that I've left out, which you think should be added, please let's add them. We are still a team, we are still a family. Let's build and nest the Ghana community together. Anything that wasn't added that you think should have been added, anything acknowledgeable about all that has been shared, that is quite, anything that is quite interesting, any other business you can add now. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, so on closing remarks, closing remarks, let me first and foremost thank all our speakers. Words can't be enough to express how grateful I am to all of you, especially Irabna Dazi, Joseph, as well as Abigail. Abigail, thank you all so much for the immense contribution that you've added to our patterns of life. We would like to learn to grow to be better off in terms of and as well as contribute to the betterment of AFREhealth on the go. So in learning to get acquainted to the the Ghana chapter community, as I said, the rationale is to grow for easy communication and for dissemination of information, scheduled discussions, administrative support. Okay, that is maintaining, growing, and maintaining membership, and maintaining a stronger public relations among health professionals and those now in health professional education institutions. So this has been the strategy, working alongside some of the committees and alongside some of the technical working groups schedule all our voluntary aspects in order of benefits once you're a member of AFREhealth. So let's work according to the products and services that have been that's available to us as added value to us, to ourselves as members in aiming to expand the organization's reach and impact. Okay, thank you all so much. On closing remarks, I would like to invite the Executive Secretary of AFREhealth to do that, to do us that honor.
Thank you very much, Abna and the team Ghana for consistently holding the meeting, I think since January or February, and also spicing it up with this social program, which to me is great for us. Yesterday, the Secretariat team had a mid-year review, and we're talking about the fact that our work is increasing, AFREhealth is growing. And so as work grows, balancing life becomes difficult. And I think that it is not only with us, but it is with all our members as well. And so this is a wonderful program. And I like the test that we took. I noticed that I'm not doing badly. So I scored 63. And so I'm very happy that I'm not doing badly, but doesn't mean that I cannot do more. I'm ready to really improve on that so that at least I can go beyond 63 to maybe 70 to 75 limit. I know the excellent one beyond 75. I don't want to aim there because it is not that easy getting there. So we are very grateful to all of you. And for those who have joined us, Abna has been posting the link to membership of AFREhealth, which will also bring you on board the Ghana and the West Africa chapter. And so please do well to join AFREhealth. There is a lot that we can do together to improve our own selves and also better the health of the people in Ghana, West Africa, and on this continent. So as we join AFREhealth, we can then come together and do these things. Very soon, we'll also be sending out some needs assessment for health professionals in terms of capacity building. Our skill development and training subcommittee is working on a tool that will gather the capacity gaps that needs to be filled within AFREhealth, and that will be administered soon. And we hope that you find time to also respond to that so that we'll be able to meet your needs. And then also the West Africa regional chapter maybe soon also launching this health professions education tool, which also assesses the needs of health educators. So when that is also sent to you, please respond so that for those of you who are tutors, or let's say who are faculty members, the lecturers, will be able to identify your needs, and then we'll be able to look at how best we can also help to fill that need for you. That is why we are together, to be able to make ourselves better so that we can achieve the goals of AFREhealth. Thank you all very much, and then enjoy the rest of your weekend. Over to you. Hello, Abna, I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much for your time. I would like to seize this opportunity to thank all members present once again. Also to thank speakers, members from the Secretariat, then membership in general, and non-members. Once again, as we close, kindly do visit our platform regularly for updates. Please do spend some time for updates. I would invite the West African lead for AFREhealth, that's Professor Priska Adijumo, to give us a very brief remarks to then a closing prayer.
Okay, thank you very much for fantastic work. I want to especially appreciate everyone who has made today a success. Thank you so much. Thank you to the speakers for excellent delivery. Thank you to the contributors who brought life. And I appreciate that comment from Victoria Bam. I thank the Regina, the supervisee of Dr. Kusi Ampusala. Thank you for your good comments on the chat. And thanks to Madam Regina for the score that you had on that test and your resolve to improve. This is very timely. I met a medical doctor in Abuja who actually who burnt out and was about to commit suicide, and nobody knew it. It was amazing for him to give his own life experience. So when we are finding it difficult to maintain balance, it's time to cry out and seek help. That's very, very important. And I appreciate the speakers for the way they handle the presentations. I love the 4 Ds that Abigail presented to us. There's nothing in this life that is worth dying for. Define your priorities, very important. Make sure you have a habit of to-do list. Prepare your tomorrow from tonight. So define your priorities, very important as the first D. Second D, if it's not working, delay it. If it cannot be delayed, then delegate. Where it becomes impossible to delay, to delegate, then drop it. The world will not come to an end. So I like those 4 Ds, and I do hope that we got that when she was presenting. And to the first speaker, thank you so much again. What I want to bring out of that is the pie, the balancing pie, where you draw a circle and you put X inside it, and you find what occupies your own each quadrant in your life.
If, for example, all your life is spent in the mosque, or you have spent 70% of your time in the church, or you spent most time in your office, or you spend most time in your academic work, or whatever, the pie will show you where you have too much heavy load and where you need to shed. And that's where balancing comes in. And the speaker told us it's not about 50-50. So it's about what satisfies you. It's about what gives you happiness, what gives you joy, what makes you fulfilled in all that you are in this journey of parenting, of family, of life, and then trying to, maintain what is convenient, what is appropriate, and what fits best for you. So I enjoyed every part of the presentation, and I want to say a very big thank you to Country Rep for Ghana and to the entire Ghana team for representing the West African chapter excellently well. And I want to say this is the most viable of all the West African chapters that we have tried to, break out of the big West African chapter, the Cameroon, the Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Mali, and all of that. I want to say kudos to you and thank you very much. We want to return by saying thank you to God who has made it possible. So in 1 minute, I just like to pray. I want to say we want to appreciate God. Daddy, we thank you so much for being with each and every one of us since last month to this month. You have been with us. We are grateful. We do not take it for granted because it is somebody who is alive, well, healed, and active that we attend the webinar. And we want to say thank you. Blessed be your holy name. As we go, commit ourselves, our work, our life, and our family unto your mighty hand. That you continue to grant us wisdom to balance so that your name indeed will be glorified. We worship, we adore you. Blessed be your holy name. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. And thank you, Hawa, also, Prof. Priska and the Dr. Bako. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Dr. Hawa, are you back?
Thank you all.
Yes,
I didn't know she's here.
Thank you all for coming. Can we take a photo together?
A lot of people have left. So.
A lot of people. So next time. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming. And please, let's do well to participate in all our schedules throughout the year. Have a blessed evening wherever you are.
Thank you.
Bye.